One more time. And as you can see, the better you get at this, the more you can get these golf balls to sit right next to each other. Perfect. Okay, so each ball is about a foot from each other. Welcome to the channel, guys. My name's Mouque, and today I'm going to show you a great drill so that you can work on your distance control when putting. This is a foolproof way to understand how to hit the ball exactly the distance you want pretty much every time. Let's get stuck in. Alrighty everyone, so we all know that putting is feel, but is it? Feel is definitely a part of putting for sure, but there's also the technique behind how do we get the ball to go from where we are here to our target, whether our target's the hole or whether it's the top of a mound for the ball to roll down. Whatever your target is, there's always a way that we can work on doing it better. Now, while putting requires quite a bit of practice to develop good feel, we can use a system with some tees that can basically guarantee that you get that ball to go the distance you want pretty much every time. This drill's not only great for your home course, but when you go to other golf courses, this is a great way to figure out how fast their greens are and whether you have to adjust your stroke to play that golf course. So the first thing we need to understand is there's not really much difference when it comes to long game and putting in regards to how far does that ball go depending on the stroke. So if I use an example and I ask you, how far does your 7-iron go? You would typically know how far that goes pretty well, or roughly, and that's based on the fact that when you swing the club to the top and you come down with the speed that you've got, the ball goes X amount. You pretty much know that for most of the clubs in your bag. However, you may not know what that is with the putter. So how do we control distance when it comes to putting? Well, the two things you need to understand are swing length and tempo. So basically, if we have a really long swing length, two things can happen, okay? We can have a really long swing length and a really fast downswing, or fast tempo. That's going to make the ball go quite far, okay? We could have the same length backswing that come down quite slowly, and that's going to change how far that ball goes. The other way we could look at this is we could have a very small backswing and a fast tempo, the ball goes really far, or we could have a really small backswing and a really slow tempo and the ball doesn't go very far. So ultimately what we want to do is we want to have the right amount of backswing and the right amount of tempo, or the right amount of speed to our stroke. And that's going to give us good tempo, and as long as we can repeat that, whatever swing length we use and whatever tempo we have, if that backswing length is the same each time and the same tempo, that ball should go the same distance. Again, it's no difference to the long game in regards to if you have a 7-iron and you swing to the top and you swing it at 80 miles an hour. Well, as long as you get the same swing length, you swing at 80 miles an hour and your contact is good, that ball goes roughly the same distance pretty much every time. So how do we set up this drill? Pretty simple. I've got a white tee here, I've got some yellow tees, and I've got some orange tees. The orange tees will be for later. But basically, I've got a white tee signifying the ball position for my golf ball. And it's going to sit where this alignment stick is. Then I've got these two yellow tees. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the grip length of my putter to basically set my yellow tee right at the grip length there. Place that in the ground. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I've got my grip length and my white tee. So now we can all agree that this yellow tee is the same as this yellow tee. So what we've got now is our swing length, and all we need to work on now is our tempo. So where I find golfers struggle with this is they might get the swing length okay, but their tempo, sometimes it's a bit quicker, sometimes it's a bit slower. So you have to work on this. We have to find the right tempo for you, because not everyone's the same. Tiger Woods isn't the same as Brandt Snedeker, for example. So I'm going to hit 3 putts for you, and these golf balls should go exactly the same distance. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to practice the stroke length that I need. So this is all I'm trying to do. So I've got my backswing and my through swing going through to those yellow tees there. So I'm going to hit this putt, yellow tee to yellow tee. And the thing about this is I don't know how far this ball is going to go just yet. We're going to work that out in a second. Okay, so I'm not trying to hit it a certain distance. I'm just trying to have good tempo, good swing length, see where the ball goes. So you can see that that golf ball has gone that distance. All right, we're going to try it again. I've got 3 golf balls here. Again, same backswing length, same tempo. The golf ball should go the same distance. Now you can see within a foot of the other ball, and I'm going to do that one more time. And as you can see, the better you get at this, the more you can get these golf balls to sit right next to each other. Perfect. Okay, so each ball is about a foot from each other. And how I would now, how far is that ball going? That's what we need to understand. So all we do is we take some steps. Each step basically means 3 foot, and we find out how far that ball's gone. So basically it's 3, 6, 9, 12. And what I've found from doing this a lot is 12 foot on normal speed greens is about right. So on a slower green, it might go 11 foot, and on a faster green, it might go 13 to 14 perhaps. So as you can see, that was a pretty simple exercise, and depending on the player, you might actually get some scenarios where the player has the correct backswing, but they're too fast. Okay, now that ball's gone sailing off. The next ball, they may actually be the right backswing, but too slow. Now all of a sudden you've got so many variances in how far your golf ball's going with the same stroke that you need to concentrate on how your tempo's working. So now we get to the point of, what if I want to hit it further? Well, all we need to do is increase the swing length, but keep the tempo the same. So tempo and swing speed are a little different. So the backswing length, if it increases, more often than not, the downswing will become faster, but the tempo will remain the same. And a good tempo, or a rule of thumb, is a 2 to 1 tempo. So if your backswing takes 1 second, your downswing should take 0.5 seconds. If your backswing takes 2 seconds, your downswing should take 1 second. That's a 2 to 1 ratio. So I'm going to set up this next exercise, which is basically my orange tees. And again, I'm just going to basically place my grip where the yellow is, place my orange tee into the ground, do it on the other side. And now I have a longer putt. So remember, my yellow tees were 12 feet. And now this is, I don't know, we're going to figure it out. So I'm going to set up and I'm going to practice swinging. Now just out of the corner of my right eye, I can see that orange tee, and I'm just going to get the club face to reach that orange tee. Okay, there's my practice swings. Really good tempo there, I feel. And let's go ahead and hit the ball and see where it goes. So that's pretty good. That's typical for my tempo, but we don't know if that's good or not until we hit a few more. There's a bit of break on the screen, obviously, so you can see it turning to the right once again. Felt like the tempo was a little faster there. Nope, okay. Perfect, and we'll go one more. So obviously you can see that those 2 golf balls are right next to each other. I like all 3 of those. Not too bad, a little bit short. I actually felt like my backswing was a little short there. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk that out and find out how far away that is. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30 feet. Okay, now roughly, this typically works for me. 12 and 30 are normally my 2 numbers when I have appropriate speed greens. So guys, that was a really simple way to find out how far your golf ball is going on the greens, depending on your stroke and tempo. Now you might be asking, well, what if it's uphill and what if it's downhill? Well, the yellow tees go 12 foot on a pretty flat putt, okay? If you had let's say you had a 12 footer going uphill, okay, depending on the slope of that uphill putt, you would have to say, well, if my flat putt goes 12 and I have a 12 foot uphill putt, how far do you now need to hit that putt? It might be 14, 15 foot, maybe, okay? It just depends on the green speed and the severity of the slope. But all you would need to do for that uphill putt is take the club back a little bit further, okay? That would increase the club head speed just a fraction, again, keeping the tempo the same, but we would try and make that ball now go 15 foot for that 12-foot uphill putt. The same goes for a downhill putt. If we have a 12-foot downhill putt, you may actually have to play that maybe 7 or 8 foot. Okay, so once again, that stroke length will just become a little shorter and the speed will be a little slower, but the tempo being the same 2-to-1 ratio. So guys, hopefully that makes sense. And you can understand that feel is definitely a part of putting for sure. But if someone doesn't know how to judge distance or what causes the ball to go too far or too short, this is a great drill for that player to learn how it all happens. From there, you can go around the green and hit some different putts with this in the back of your mind, plus developing feel for, left to right breakers or downhill than an uphill putt. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching. Please press the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed it. Comment below, how do you practice your putting? How do you judge distance control? I'd love to know. Until next time, thanks for watching.